Hi there, my name is Courtney, and today I'm going to be going over how to utilize spreadsheets for the data importing of your files. So data importing is integral to the maintaining of your inventory, so that way you know what you have in storage and which boxes that your files are located in. And by creating a spreadsheet of these files, you can easily keep track of them in a searchable format, so that way you're not spending hours poring over hard copies or trying to read somebody else's handwriting. So let's get started. First, I'm going to go over all the required fields that have to be completed in white. And so the first one we come to is the account code column. And in that column, all you're going to do is you're simply just going to list the account number that was assigned to you when you opened an account with us. Now, if you're not sure what that account number is, you can give us a call, or you can check your most recent invoice. Those will be listed on there as well. Next, we have the container code column, and in that column, you're simply going to list the box barcode number that is on that black and white sticker on the outside of the box. And then we have the description column. And in this column, you can, it's one of the most important, as it is the main source of information for your files. And the maximum number of characters that you can put in this column is 40, so you can list any information that might help us to identify a file. So for instance, last name, first name, date of birth, or company name, something of that nature. So that takes care of the required fields. So now let's take a look at these optional fields. And these are going to be more helpful because it makes it a little bit more customizable to your business needs. So in the first column, we have the alternate code. And this can be helpful if you have a specific file number that you use to identify your files by already. It can be any combination of numbers or letters up to 15 characters, but it cannot be duplicated. So you can't have the same number for two different files. So it just has to be unique. So you might have to do a -1 or a -2. Next, we're going to have the user-defined field columns. And in those columns, you can put up to 25 alphanumeric characters, and they can be utilized for anything that you might use as an identifier. So some examples might be department names, attorney names, client numbers, addresses, something of that nature, just whatever it would need to be. Now, you'll want to keep it consistent throughout, so that way if you have, say, a city that you use on all of your files, then you will want to keep that in the same user-defined column as all the other files. So you don't want to use, say, broken arrow in user-defined field 4 column for one file, and then use it in user-defined field 2 column for a different file. So that way it's searchable. So next, we're going to come to the user-defined date column, and that's a helpful one if you have a specific date that you need for each file. So say a date of birth or a closing date, something like that, anything that was a date specific. Then we're going to come to the from date and to date columns, and the sequence begin and sequence end columns. Now, these columns are typically used mostly for the container level, but they are available on the file level as well, should you need them. But if you want more information on the type of information that you can best use in those fields, then just check out our other video on how to complete a container level import. Then we come to the contents. And this one is an unlimited amount of characters, so it's helpful if you have more information that just doesn't fit anywhere else. And like I said, there is no limit on the characters. However, you cannot have more than one line of text. So it just has to be one long length of text. So what I mean by that is you can't have any carriage returns. So when you do that Alt-Enter to create a second line, then that would create 2 lines of text that won't import. So it would only import the one. So you just have to remove it and keep it as one long length of text. Then the very last column we have is the destroy date. And in that column, it's again an optional field, but we do recommend that if you're going to have the destroy date for your files, that you just list all of the same destroy date for within each box, because you don't want to have multiple destroy dates within a box, because then it'll make it a little bit more difficult and costly to have to destroy them later on. So that should just about cover it. So once you've finished adding all of your data into the spreadsheet, just send it on over to us, and then we'll import it into our system, and you'll be able to access it via our website. And as always, if you have any questions, then you can just give us a call. Thank you very much.